Oh, son, what's good, my boy? It is very important to always let your brain run wild. As kids in school, they tell us, don't ask those questions, that's a stupid question. Every once in a while you have a good teacher, well, they would have been like, oh, no, there's no such thing as a dumb question, ask me anything. But most of them hate their fucking job and find it very monotonous. So they'll start telling kids like, so they won't answer the stupid questions. That becomes even more prevalent in things like college, where they won't even answer your question because you're wasting the time of the class by engaging in your own curiosity. But fuck all that shit. I want you to be the most curious person there ever was. Whenever I've been studying a lot of Leonardo da Vinci because he just kind of captivates me. He's very fascinating. He's a very fascinating person in history to me. Not because he was the smartest. I don't feel like Da Vinci necessarily was like the Stephen Hawking or one of these super scientists that had everything figured out. I feel like Albert Einstein or somebody is way more intelligent than he was. But they weren't as fascinating because of how childlike Da Vinci was. He let his curiosity flow through him. There's around 700 pages of text that we have from Leonardo da Vinci from his time that we've discovered. And he was so interesting. He wrote backwards in all of his notebooks, like wrote the words backwards. He would cram as much things on one single page, so there'd be like questions, diagrams, totally different topics, all on one page. He wrote in a different language than was spoke around town. He was an innovator. He was a sculptor, a mathematician, a painter, a builder, a war strategist. He developed war technology. He did all of these super interesting things. And the one thing I find real interesting is if you go back and you look, there's a letter that he sent to a royal family to get hired for a job. And the last thing he quoted on there was, oh, I can also paint very well. That was the last thing. This is the most prolific painter in the world. The Mona Lisa is the most recognizable and the most famous painting in history. Not because it's the best, but the more people know about it. Not everyone's going to know about Caravaggio or any of these other painters, but everyone knows Da Vinci. Everyone knows the Mona Lisa. Another fascinating thing, he would ask himself things that would just most people would not allow themselves to think about. Why is the sky blue? What does the tongue of a woodpecker look like? Just these weird questions that most people would be like, that's stupid. Why the fuck do you want to know that? But he would just ask them and write them down. Write them down in his notebooks. It's very helpful to allow this sense of curiosity to flow through you because it really enables creativity. It allows all your creativity to just kind of flow out of you. Whenever you're real closed-minded and bottled up, a lot of your work won't represent the true meaning of making art. Art is kind of like a documentation of your thoughts at that time. It changes. It's supposed to change. Your work 2 months apart are supposed to be different. They might even be contradictions of each other because your mind changes, and that's the way the art is expressing how you felt on that exact moment in time. In its simplest definition, curiosity is just this desire and craving and thirst to learn, to gain as much knowledge as possible. It is very important for your well-being as a unique individual to embrace these moments where you get this bug to just explore into a certain topic and just dive into it. We need to quit with these phrases of jack of all trades, master of none, and stay in your own lane and all this bullshit. Because truly, the most innovative people in the history of the world have been ones with immense curiosity. People like Steve Jobs, people like Leonardo da Vinci, Benjamin Franklin, Elon Musk, the most prolific people, some of the most prolific names in the history of the world have just had an immense sense of curiosity. And it's crazy, you think that this would be a no-brainer. But there are so many people out there who just close their mind off to ideals and don't allow anything else in there. Even if I don't agree with something, I want to at least try to find some sort of text, some sort of literature, some sort of opinions that I find interesting in those countering points, just to challenge myself a little bit and to learn where their point of view is coming from. Half the time in my own brain, I create the counter argument to my opinions already in my head. I'll come up with a cool idea, and then I'll come up with the counter argument, and normally it's a challenge in my head to try to stiff arm my own argument. I've gotten to the point now where I'm so open-minded with shit, it's hard to stay solid on certain points, which I guess that can be a little bit of the double-edged sword of curiosity, but it just comes with it. It's super easy for me to do creative acts because I just always question things. I always question, why does this do that? Why does this... Like today, I was driving to the fucking grocery store and I was just thinking about why we create mental images in our mind through when we read and when we reimagine things. Why are some people different and all these things? It's just like scientists in general. Everybody who studied physics or even old Hermeticism, it's all about studying why does this do this and why does this do that. That's the main thing. All of these theories and things like that we have, none of this shit is fucking like written in a book when we're all born and it says this is what it is. These people have immense curiosity to go out and explore different ideas and thoughts that come in their mind. Then they make some sort of thesis paper. Then they make some sort of research paper on it. People come together as a group and they decide, you know what, this makes the most sense. That's how science works. Science is very creative. Science is very innovative. So don't sit there super closed-minded and be the guy who's like, I'm just going to be that one-trick pony and I'm going to stay in my own lane and not do... No, bro. Innovate. Go out there and see the new creative shit that can flow out of your mind and what you can find in this world. Help better it. Be useful. Chase paper and enjoy nature, old son. If you're watching this video, most likely this is pre-recorded because I'm out of town. I try to make these videos every day so my points of views and my state of mind is to that exact day. But I have to go, I'm a general contractor. I got to go 4 hours to Oklahoma and do some jobs. So this video and the one after this you'll see is pre-recorded. Then back to that, we're on the regular schedule program, little artistic faggy shit in the beginning and then education afterwards. Chase paper, enjoy nature, and have a great day, old son.